So for the first time in a long time, the sun is shining here in Pennsylvania. Look at that. We're gonna knock the Ford out today. We're gonna get that thing done. I'm gonna get it out of here. I don't like having Fords. It's bad on my reputation. But morning started on a good note. My wife woke me up. She made me scrambled eggs and some other stuff for breakfast, and then she went to work, and I am ready to tear into things now. It's nice out. It was nice yesterday all day. It was like 80 degrees, which is crazy because just the week before we had snow. It is already 70 degrees out at 8:30. So it's going to be a very nice day. I'm going to work with the garage door open since it's so nice. And we're going to get things done.
Because you can't get nothing done sitting around. You got to get this stuff done yourself.
Okay, so a couple small things. Well, one's not a small thing. One thing I want to check on this truck is if it has Motorcraft plugs in it. These were known for having the bad spark plugs. I'd like to see that they were changed. If they aren't changed, I'm probably not going to do anything because the truck runs fine. But if they are changed, then I would like to advertise it that they were changed. I might have to address the cam phasers. When you first start this thing up, it rattles like hell for like half a second. And then it quiets up and sounds fine. Everything I read online, it's a cam phaser. So might have to address that issue. But we need to get the suspension done anyway. I'm not going to check the cam phasers today. I will check spark plugs. Might get the window tracking. I don't know. We're definitely doing the suspension on the driver's front. Alright, so I got the truck down here in the garage. There's another problem I need to address on it. It has the brake lights on. So I need to see what that is. I don't know if my code scanner can scan that and tell me or not. But I'm going to go ahead. Actually, I'm going to check spark plugs real quick. I do really think I'm going to have to do the cam phasers on this, which is a pain in the ass. But in order to do it right, well, I'd probably have to replace those. But let's go ahead and take spark plugs out. Correction, I'm not taking them out. I'm just checking them. Well, I can't honestly tell if the spark plugs were changed or not. There's a couple coils that were replaced, but I can't see down in there far enough. I don't have a bore scope or anything that I can put down in there to see what the spark plug is. They're too deep down into the head. You can't see them. So since it runs fine, I just won't advertise it as the plug's changed because I don't know. Next thing, let's get this suspension off. Well, let me throw this back in and then we'll get to the suspension. Evil inside, that is lurking way down below. And if I can't hold to my breath, then I'm bound to become hollow. Can you say that I've disappeared? Can you say that I wasn't there for you when you went into hiding on the front steps of your porch? And I reflected on the memories, but I put out that torch. Hey! But I put out that torch. But I put out that torch. So now can you tell me where you want to be in time? There's a million different places and a million different heights. I'll climb the tallest of the mountains, the highest place I find, so that I can look over at before me what is mine.
disappeared. Can you say that I wasn't there for you when you went into hiding on the front steps of your porch? Then I reflected on the memories, but I put out that torch. Hey! But I put out that torch. But I put out that torch. Can you say that I disappeared? Can you say that I wasn't there for you when you went into hiding on the front steps of your porch? Then I reflected on the memories, but I put out that torch. Can you say that I disappeared? Can you say that I wasn't there for you? Can you say that? Can you say that? That's what I'm looking for. That's what I'm looking for. Can you say that? What I'm looking for. That's what I'm looking for.
Alright, so I already started hammering on this and getting it straightened out. One of the neighbors saw me over here beating on this thing, and he had a big digging bar, and he came over to the digging bar and got that control arm out for me. But you can see it's pretty mangled up right here, which is worse than what I thought it was. So I'm going to have to really hammer on that to get it straightened back out again. I already got this one hammered. The one beam there I almost hammered back straight. I have to get that one yet. But you can see what I'm working with here. Insurance companies will total a truck like this for this reason, because you're not allowed to straighten stuff like this out. Well, I mean, you are, but insurance companies can't write it up, or they just will not straighten stuff out like this. They'll price it for a new frame rail. So they probably wrote this thing off as frame damage and sent it down the road, and which is good for me. So I'm gonna hammer on this just a little bit more, but I need to go get that other lower control arm and press that bearing into it. And I'm gonna switch cameras too. I'm gonna go to my little action camera and get a wider angle, and I gotta go over to the shop and I'm gonna get cleaned up a little bit. I might bring gloves down a little bit. Dirt doesn't bother me. I just saw I watch B is for Build, and Chris ran out of gloves, and he was like, don't do this, this is bad for your health. And if you're a mechanic, this is normal. Like, I like watching his stuff, but I was like, really? So, but anyway, I'm gonna get some gloves and put on. This is normal. I have some gloves up there, I just always forget to put them on, and I'm not really worried about it. But hammer on this a little bit more, and then I'm gonna head over to the shop. I'll start recording when I head over there. Taking a small break and watching the Boris video, the one he just put out, and then we're gonna go press that ball joint out. I just needed a break. I'm sweating. This is rough, and I didn't want to have to use a torch on this to straighten that stuff out, but it's looking like I probably should, just to get it straighter. Because when you torch something, it weakens the steel just a little bit, and that's why I'd rather not do it. But I'm gonna hammer on it some more and see where I can go. But if I can't get it perfect, I'm gonna have to get a torch and heat everything up, and then we can bend it back into shape.
Look at that, look at that. Yes. Yeah, look at that.
Okay, so here's my bitch about Ford. I've gotten 2 Fords from Copart so far, and there's only 2 Fords I've ever owned. So both times, I had to fix something that you needed a special Ford tool to fix it. That's bullcrap. There's a special tool to push that ball joint out and to press the new one in. And then the last Ford I had was a Ford Fusion all-wheel drive, and the cam has a pulley on the end of it, on the one pulley, and there's a seal where it comes out of the valve cover, and the seal was leaking. You need a special Ford tool to pull that pulley off of there. I was going to replace the seal. I bought the seal, and I ended up not fixing it because I told the people, I gave them the seal and stuff, I said, you're going to have to take this to a Ford garage. And I'm just not buying special Ford tools, and this might be the last Ford I buy. I don't know. Alright, so what I wanted to do is I got that all mangled up over there. I wanted to get that control arm in there so I could hammer on that and flatten it out some. But it's not working out too well right now. So I'm going to hammer on her some more. Well, kind of in a standstill right now. I think I'm going to need a torch to heat that up so I can get it shaped the way it's supposed to be shaped. I'm going to go ahead and start replacing the other parts while I'm in here. I need to get this upper control arm off. Pretty sure it's bent. The lower control arm did not look bent. I have it laying on top of the new one, and they look pretty close. So I swear to you guys, no more Fords and no more Jeeps. Already canceled out the Jeeps a while ago. Now we're gonna cancel out some Fords. You gotta take this shock out to get the bolts out of the upper control arm. Okay. I think what I'm going to do now is I'm going to try to fit that lower control arm in there and get it bolted up, and then I'm going to try to hammer that straight. Really want to use a torch, but it'll weaken the steel up, and my dad also doesn't want me using a torch in here because he thinks I'll burn his garage down. So can't use a torch, but I got the back fairly straight. It's the front, it's all mangled up and stuff, and once I get the A-arm in there, I want to be able to hammer on it without the top part moving and straighten it out a little bit better.
So I just swapped camera batteries. I think the main reason the wheel was back, I mean, both of the control arms, I couldn't see any difference in them. So I'm thinking that it just threw the alignment off, because it did move that frame rail, moved both of them backwards, which would drive it backwards. Plus it had the bottom ball joint bent. If you didn't notice when I was trying to take it off, it was moving the whole hub forward and backwards. So we got a good ball joint on there now. I don't recommend doing one yourself. But I don't know how to do an alignment. I mean, I know that there's slots there you can move, and the shock has room to move. So I have the shock loose at the top, and I have the bottom control arms loose. So I'm going to throw everything back together and eyeball it, and then tighten up those bottom control arm bolts. So we'll see how it turns out. Yeah, I am by no means a professional, and it shows. Also, some of this stuff won't come off, and I'm sure there's a special Ford tool to take them off. But I know the steering, the tie rod end would be easier to take off if it was bolted into the hub, but there's nothing wrong with it, to be honest with you. So somebody's just going to get a box full of spare parts. And also the sway bar link, it won't come off there either, and I'm sure you need a press or some special tool to take it off there. It's not budging, so and I can't find anything wrong with it either. It doesn't have any play in it, so we're just going to leave it on there too. And like I said, this box of parts will go with the truck, so at least somebody will see they're getting, you know, spare parts with this thing. That's a beautiful sight. You check that out. You can see that wheel is no longer cocked back in the wheel well. you have about the same amount of clearance back here as you have up here. That looks really good. Now, the toe or camber and everything is going to be off, but that looks way better. Looks like this side. So, that's good news. That's good news. And that tire looks a little low, so I'm going to put some air in that thing. Well, you know what? I was almost going to call quits right there after fixing that stuff, but I'm in the middle of doing all this stuff, so I'm going to rip this door panel off and put this new window track in. Right meow. Yeah. Ta-da! I did it! So, anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and throw this new track in. It was actually a lot simpler than I thought it would be. And, here's a little tip for you. I thought about, you know, propping a board in there to hold the window up or whatnot. But whoever had this before had already had a problem with the window, and they jammed cardboard in between the glass and the seal, and that actually holds the glass in place. I can slide it up and down, and you don't have to worry about the window dropping. So that's a pretty good tip. Jam cardboard down in there to hold your window up. I like that idea. Well, that really puts a damper on things. I got this window regulator from Rock Auto, and it doesn't fit. It looks the same, but the cables are too short. I can't line the bolts up in the bolt holes because nothing lines up because the cable's too short, which is that's sweet. So let me show you what's going on here. It bolts in. Let's see. Okay. It bolts in here and here, 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 and here. This is how it goes in. Let's see if these, well, those holes don't even line up with each other. What the hell? It's not the same. This is a different window track. That's nice. Had to change my camera battery. Okay, so I got both the tracks laid out here. I'll just show you what I'm working with here. They definitely sent me the wrong track. I don't know if it's the manufacturer's fault or if it's Rock Auto's fault, but it's definitely wrong. Okay, let me show you. Okay, so here's the old track, and notice how this mount is down and this one is up, and just how it all is here. That is identical. Okay, so they are identical, but then you come over to this one, and here's the original, the mounting point is down and the mounting point is up on this end. Well, look at this one. The mounting point's faced up on this side and this one's up. So it has the wrong end up here, and then on top of that, this cable right here is way too short and I can't spread it apart enough to get it in the bolts on the door. So that's a problem, Rock Auto. First time I ever had a problem with you guys, but we need to get this shit fixed. Alright, so here's a new one. I thought, okay, I'm gonna go into Rock Auto because they have pictures of everything that they sell. So I wanted to look at the picture and see if it was the same one I got or if it was different. Now they don't even list window regulators on Rock Auto. They're not even on there for this. And this is the instruction booklet says this is for an F-150 2004 to 2008, I think is what it says in the book. So somebody messed up. Wasn't me, but it screwed me up. So I'm gonna have to do that. At least I know it's easy. It's simple enough. But now I gotta prop that glass up. I probably will get a board or something to put in there so nobody can slide it down. So after this truck fighting me all day, it's, you know, starting to look better. I mean, look at that. Oh, yeah. Anyway, you bust it. Yeah, that's really sucks about the window motor. And then I was saying it was Rock Auto's fault. I got to looking into it and it was my fault. So it wasn't Rock Auto's fault that I got the wrong regulator. This is considered the super cab. I thought this was the crew cab. So apparently the standard and the crew cab have the same motor, which is the one I got. The super cab has this motor, so it's different than the one I ordered. So that's my bad. I'm gonna have to pay restocking fee or whatever, Rock Auto, and they don't even have them listed now, so I can't even order another one. So I'm gonna have to get online and find another one. I hate that, but it's my own fault, so I just only have myself to blame. Alright, so I gotta walk back down to my parents because I left my Veloster down there. But I just took the truck for a little drive. And it runs great, but it needs the cam phasers done. You guys are probably gonna give me flack for it, but I think I'm gonna pay my buddy to do them. Like, I would do them, but it's like if it takes longer than a day, I don't want to tie my dad's garage up because he gets mad at me when I leave. Like, I have something tore apart in there. He wants me out the same day. So I think I'm just going to pay somebody to do it. And, you know, at least get them done right. So I don't have to worry about that. But even though I'm doing the cam phasers, I'm not changing the spark plugs. I can see a couple of the coils were replaced, but it runs fine. So it's just a gamble somebody will take if it needs, whenever it needs spark plugs, if it needs to have that done. I know there's people that have tools to extract the plug if they don't come out and they break, but I don't have the tools and I don't really know anybody that has them. So I'm not gonna mess with them. It's, you know, you can't fix it. You can't fix everything, but if something's working right, why fix it? So I'm not gonna mess with the plugs. We'll get the cam phasers done. Hey, there's my car. And then we'll get it ready for sale. Clean her up. It needs cleaned up on the inside. The seats have some stains on them, but they'll clean up. So anyway, that'll be the end of this video. If you like this one, go back, check out some of my other videos, like, subscribe, and we'll see you on the next one. Peace out.